In this lesson, we are going to learn on how to find the center and radius of the circles. Now, in finding the center and radius of the circles, you need to know what's the standard equation of the circle. Now, the standard equation of the circle is the quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared is equal to r squared. From this given standard equation, the center of the circle is the ordered pair h and k. So this means that your h here is your x coordinate and your k here is your y coordinate. Now, you need to be careful here because the sign of your h and k will depend on the operation or symbol inside the parentheses, okay? So this means that if your symbol here is minus, then your h is positive. If this is plus, then your h is negative. Same with the sign of k. If this is minus, then your k is positive. If this is plus, then your k is negative. Okay? Then for our radius, that is the square root of r square, which is equal to r. So this means that for you to get the radius, you need to get the square root of whatever number, okay, whatever number that corresponds to your r square, and that will be your radius of the circle. Now, to have a clear understanding of this concept, let's start with our first example. For our first example, we need to find the center and radius of the circle with the equation quantity x minus 6 squared plus the quantity y minus 5 squared is equal to 49. Now, to find the center of the circle, take note that our center is the ordered pair h and k. So that means we need to find what are the coordinates that correspond to the value of h and k. So from the given standard equation of the circle, we can say that our h is equal to 6 since the operation here is minus, and also for our k is equal to 5 since the operation here is also minus. So that means our center of the circle is the ordered pair 6 and 5. For our radius of the circle, okay, which is our r, so that means we need to find what is the value of our r based on the given standard equation of the circle. So we know that our r squared, or the value of r squared, is equal to 49, which is here in the given standard equation here, the 49. So to get the value of r, we need to get the square root, okay, the square root of both sides, and that gives us r is equal to 7. So that means value of r, which is our radius, is equal to 7. Therefore, our given circle has the center with coordinates 6 and 5 and radius which is equal to 7. So that's the answer for example number 1. Now let's proceed to example number 2. Again, we need to find the center and radius of the circle with equation quantity x plus 3 squared plus the quantity y minus 2 squared is equal to 36. Now again, the center, okay, the center of the circle is the ordered pair h and k. Okay, now always remember that your h is always paired with the x variable and your k is always paired with the y variable. Okay, so here, if you need to find the value of h and k, you need to find the coordinates, okay, the coordinates that correspond to the value of h and k. Now, from our given, okay, from our given standard equation, we can say that since we have the x here, okay, and your x is paired with 3, and the sign, okay, the sign is positive, so therefore we can say that our h value is equal to negative 3. Then here we have the y here, and your y is paired with 2, and the sign here is negative or minus, then we can say that our k value is equal to positive 2. Okay, so therefore, our center is equal to the coordinate or the ordered pair negative 3, and 2. Now for our radius, okay, for our radius is our r. So that means we need to find what is the value of our r. Now we know that from our given standard equation, okay, r squared is equal to 36. So therefore, to solve for r, we need to get the square root, okay, the square root of both sides. So we have r, the square root of r squared is r, and also the square root of 36 is equal to 6. So therefore, we can say the value of r is equal to 6, which is our radius of the circle. Hence, our center is negative 3 and 2, and our radius is equal to 6. So that's the answer for example number 2. Now let's proceed to our third and last example. For our third and last example, find the center and radius of the circle with equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 16. Again, the center, okay, the center of the circle is the coordinates h and k. Now, in this particular example, there are no values of h and k, so that means our center is at 0 and 0, or we can say that our center is at the origin. Okay? For our radius, which is our r, okay, in this case, we need to find what is the value of r. Now, in this case, okay, in this given standard equation, we can see that our r squared is equal to 16. Okay, so therefore, to solve for r, you need to get the square root of both sides, and that gives us the square root of r squared is r, and the square root of 16 is 4. Therefore, the value of r is equal to 4, which is the radius of the circle. Hence, our center is at 0, 0, or at the origin, and our radius is equal to 4. So that's how you find the center and radius of the circle when the equation is in standard form.